What's up, guys? It's Double Rim here, and I just wanted to make this video. I wasn't even planning on making a video today, but I think I'm selling. Yep, as currently constructed, I'm selling on the Warriors, selling on them. Usually after 20 games is when you want to, reevaluate, and I've kind of stated that in a lot of these videos, like I'll reevaluate, but I'm selling on the Warriors as currently constructed. They are horrible. They look so bad. And I know they had some rough times last season, right? When they had some rough times last season and such. Like when they had like a 1-7 stretch and like a 2-9 stretch or something, like kind of in that late winter time period, in like February or March or something like that. And obviously they turned it on for the playoffs. But this team, dare I say, it's early in the season, I get it. And this is obviously a really hot take. It's a bold take. And it's a take, I probably will regret. But I have seen no evidence this entire 8 games that the Warriors are a good basketball team. They cannot defend for their life. And I don't even really want to talk about the game because it was so poor. And if you've heard anything I've said about the other Warriors games recently, it's the same shit. They looked pretty good. But I was worried. The whole game I was worried. I was like, they're still not playing that great. Even when they had a 16-point lead in the third quarter. The Warriors had a 16-point lead in the third quarter, and they lost. They lost the game by 1 point they lost by 1 point. Orlando scored 130 points to the Warriors 129. I don't even need to talk about the last play. Orlando defended it well. You should not be in that position to be down 1 against the Orlando Magic, who are 1-7. 1-7. The Warriors are not good. They're not a good team. They don't play well. Steph Curry's amazing. Steph Curry's playing great basketball. He's making his shots, but he's carrying the offense. They scored 129 points. The defense is the problem. It has been this whole time. Even I was so worried in the third quarter. They were up by like 12 points. And Steph Curry had been going bonkers. The Warriors had been making all their threes the entire quarter, and they were only up 12 points. And that told me all I needed to know. Once these threes stopped falling, Orlando is going to be right back in the game. And that's exactly what happened. They came back in the fourth quarter. Man, the Warriors do not look good. So this is me officially, it just depends on your philosophy of takes, but I'm of the firm belief that you stick by your takes for a time, but you also have to, let what you've watched dictate your opinions. And man, oh man, I don't know how the Warriors can fix this. Think about this. They lost to Charlotte, Orlando, and Detroit in back-to-back-to-back games. They're supposed to be the best team in the NBA. They do not look like the best team in the NBA, and I'm officially and that's the thing, the NBA is super weird right now. There's a lot of teams that aren't playing up to how they're supposed to be. But the Warriors, man, they don't look good. This team looks more like the 2021 team, man. They're playing more like the 2021 team. The 2022 team, last year's team, was great. They had great role players. They had great cohesion. Everyone knew their role. But now, I'm not saying Draymond's punch is to blame or anything, but these young guys don't know how to play basketball. Poole is not the same. He's playing different. He's not making his free throws. He's not making that many shots. He's being unassertive. He's getting cooked on defense. It's not Poole's fault. It's no one player's fault. The only player who deserves zero blame in this is Steph Curry, Kevon Looney, and Andrew Wiggins. And honestly, the whole starting lineup is super good still. It's really the bench players that are just so horrendous, so horrendous. The Warriors tried to get cute. They tried to get too cute. Oh, we're gonna build a champ. We're gonna build and win at the same time. You can do it only if you draft good players, but they didn't draft great players. Wiseman sucks. Okay, I'm a Wiseman hater. I've officially become a Wiseman hater because in the 50 plus game sample size, he's looked horrible. He looks like a Kwame Brown, Hasheem Thabeet level bust. He's not good, and I don't see any pathway to him being good. And this is a very good philosophy to have in your life. Everyone makes mistakes, right? It's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes happen all the time. You know what's not okay? Like holding on to those mistakes, being stubborn about your mistakes. You want to get off your mistakes as quick as possible. And the Warriors right now, if it was me, if I was ahead of the team, and obviously if I was the head of the team, they probably wouldn't be as good. I'm not a professional. I'm not as smart as Bob Myers, okay? Fully admit that. But I would definitely trade Wiseman right now at this exact moment because he looks horrible. And he could maybe be a solid role player, but he is looking like a backup big, like what he projects to be, in my opinion, is a backup big or low quality starting center in the NBA. And he was a second pick. You fucked up. The second pick's cursed. What can I say? What can I say? It's just a cursed spot to pick. You just don't want to pick second. And there wasn't that many players that they could have got, but they could have drafted a Kongwu, who would have been exactly the kind of defender they want. They could have drafted LaMelo, who knows what that would have done. But the Warriors kind of fucked up. And then it was even funnier because they drafted. I like Kuminga. I think Kuminga should be playing over Wiseman. Don't get me wrong, but they could have had Franz Wagner over Kuminga. And Franz Wagner is a freaking Warriors player. He can shoot, he can pass, he can defend, he can dribble. Like, I don't know how the Warriors didn't draft him because he is the exact kind of player they need and they like and they wanted. So it's just kind of baffling. But they drafted a raw, athletic, dumb player. Like that's not what the Warriors do. But I know they were going for upside because they're trying to build another championship team while they're winning. Don't get greedy. Do not get greedy. If you want to win championships, you got to commit. You got to commit to those teams. If it was me right now, I don't know what I'd do if I was the Warriors, but I'd trade Wiseman. I'd trade Poole, just because Poole's contract is so horrible. He's going to be making $30 million a year. That's CJ. That's like I hated the CJ contract when the Blazers signed him back in the day, and it's the same thing for the Poole contract. And you might be saying, "Oh no, what? You like the Anthony Simons contract? What about that?" Well, it's not that bad. He's making like 20 mil. He got 4 for 90. 4 for 90 mil versus 4 for 120 is what Poole got. More than 120 is actually what he got. And freaking Anthony got 4 for 90. That's a good contract. He is a good player. Anthony Simons is better than Jordan Poole. Yes, I said that. He's a better player, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And he also has better... and part of the reason he's better is because he has better measurables, right? He's more athletic, he's longer, he's taller, and he's a better shooter. Sorry. I'm just so annoyed. This Warriors team sucks. I love Steph. This is like watching the 2021 Warriors again. It's actually so funny how it's come full circle. I thought the 2021 year was kind of an aberration. Doesn't look like it. This Warriors team doesn't look good. They got some major problems, and at this moment, they're not winning the championship as currently constructed, as they're playing. And yeah, okay, if they make the playoff, it's hard to bet against Curry, Clay, and Draymond because they've won every series that they've been healthy for all games of the series. But I'm officially rescinding my Warriors win the championship right now. And yeah, it's kind of overreactionary. It's a hot take, but they've lost 4 straight. They've lost to 3 of the worst teams in the league in those 4 straight. They've not been able to defend for 8 games. And yes, you can say it's still a small sample, but it's only getting bigger and bigger. Each game is the same. Nothing has changed, and nothing is going to change, right? The NBA, you don't just change. So yeah, right now, Warriors not winning the championship. I don't know who's coming out the West. The West is just like a big level of like good teams. There's like a lot of good teams, but it doesn't seem like there's any great teams in the West right now. And if I had to pick, I think the 2 best teams in the league are obviously Milwaukee, Boston are the 2 best teams. And then you got the Cavs, who are looking super good. But yeah, man. Jesus, man. It's so funny how this works because the last few years, right? Don't tell anybody this, but I'm a Blazer fan. I always love watching the Blazers, but the last few years I've kind of enjoyed watching the Warriors a little more just because there's been a lot of turmoil in the Blazers. We've been giving up. We haven't been playing good defense. It's just hard to watch teams that are bad at defense, in my opinion. I like to watch good teams, and defending is good to watch because it's just so frustrating when you have these like every team is just getting to the free throw line at will on the Warriors. Every team is just scoring at will. And like the announcers every game, it's so funny. Like Bob and Clenner, they're just like, "Oh, this team is shooting so well from the 3-point line." It's like every team has shot well from the 3-point line against the Warriors. That's a problem. You want to know what that is? That means they suck at defense. This, as a Blazer fan, I know this. For the past few years, we've been like, why are our team shooting so good against us? It's because we have the 29th, 30th, 28th ranked defense in the league. Like, that's why they're shooting, because we suck at defense. This year, we're actually good. We play with effort. We play with intensity. So I'm having so much fun watching the Blazers. But the Warriors, man, oh, God, they look so bad. So bad. And it's even funnier because Steph Curry is playing amazing. He's playing like a top 3 player in the league, or the top 2 player in the league, which I think he's the second best player in the league. But it's kind of hard to justify being the second best player when your team's fucking 3-6, and you've lost 4 straight. 3 of those games to Detroit, Orlando, Charlotte. I can't. Yeah, we're sending the Warriors pick. I don't know who's coming out the West. I'll update y'all in 20 games. At 20 games, who I think's coming out the West, but it's not the Warriors. That's all I know. They're going to be, right now, they're looking like a, oh, God, 7th or 8th seed, right? Playing team. Not calling it right now. Warriors playing team. Yep, I know. Overreaction. Probably going to regret this take. Warriors probably will turn it around, but there's no evidence to show that they can turn this around right now. You know what? I take that back. Warriors aren't going to be a fucking playing team, but geez, they're playing horrible. And they're not winning the championship unless some major shit changes. Like, unless they trade their young guys, yeah, that's pretty much, like, they're going to have to trade the young guys because they're going to have to get fucking Jakob Poeltl from the Spurs. They're going to have to trade Kuminga for Gary Payton II. And then they're going to have to, then they can keep Moody, right? So that's fuck, man. Oh, God. This is just embarrassing. The Warriors are just embarrassing. I'm sorry. All right, that's pretty much it. The Warriors look horrible. I don't know how to feel about it. They look so bad. I've watched a lot of NBA games this season, and the Warriors just look so bad. They haven't shown me any reason to believe they're going to be good. Not a single one. So that's how I feel about that. Anyways, peace out. Didn't even want to make a video, but had to because this Warriors team is so bad. Oh, my God.